Good morning, good evening to more than 60 participants who have registered for this program around the globe. This is Dinesh Chandra welcoming you all on behalf of Crack the Wellness Code and Institute of Conscious Dialogue teams. We have a very educational, inspiring, and empowering hour coming up. Today is a very special day, astronomically speaking. Pluto and Jupiter, those of you who are familiar, they're very powerful. Pluto is a symbol of transformation, Shiva, the re-engineer, and Jupiter is a magnifier. So today is the day you can transform into new you, what you want to be. Our expectation in this global support group is that we will catalyze each other in this hour, real time, and change whatever habit that we want to change. My passion is healing. And we have three other passionate people with me today in this hour. Jesse Sheehan, whose passion is music, and who'll be performing soon for you the morning flute to bring us into the present moment. And then we have Sachin Deshmukh, who is passionate about yoga, and he will tell us some breathing exercises. Those of you who have been doing mindful practice, you will enjoy them. Those of you have not done it, you know about them, but you want to start, Sachin will get you started. And then we have Erica, whose passion is nutrition, and she will tell you about conscious eating. So go get some raisins or a chocolate or something to munch, and she will teach us how to eat consciously. This is an experiential program, and we expect that you would change a habit and take it with you today to practice for the whole week so we can meet again next week. Now, with that, I turn to Jesse Sheehan. Jesse is a professional jazz musician based in Berkeley, and he has spent 4 years in India studying music with Pandit Narayan Ghosh and other masters. So, Jesse, are you ready to give us?
Yes, I am. Yes, I am.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Jesse. Welcome
Absolutely.
again to all the people from around the globe for joining us on Saturday morning. while we are taking all the preventive measures in the short run, it is very important for us to boost our immunity and prepare for the long run. Since our scientists, doctors are telling us that there is more to come. This is not the only virus we have to deal with. So today, a good starting point for boosting our immune system is to be mindful. Mindful simply means being conscious, being aware. Most of us operate most of the time on autopilot, like getting up in the morning, making coffee, getting ready, drive to work, taking calls, while our mind wanders. We are not present. So, what does it mean really to be present? Well, being present means to focus our awareness in the present moment with calmness, acknowledgement, and accepting our feelings, thoughts, and body sensation. And for those of you who practice that, you know what I'm talking about. For those of you who would know about it, but you want to get started, here is Sachin, who will get us started today. And Sachin is a medical doctor who practiced in India for 10 years, but he was born into a family of yoga masters. And I'm sure it didn't take him very long to get back to his roots. And his approach to holistic medicine combined with Ayurveda and homeopathy with the classical yoga is what makes him so unique and amazing. So here is Sachin, who will bring us to the present moment.
Thank you, Dinesh. And let's begin. So take a deep breath and then just let's close our eyes. Relax the body. So bring the palms facing upward, right at the junction of the upper and the lower body. Make the spine straight, chin parallel to the ground. Though our eyes are closed, we just turn our gaze little bit upward to the sky and then start relaxing the body. So relaxing the palms, our wrists, elbows and then the shoulders, and then toes and then heels, knees and the hips. So lower back, middle back, upper back of the neck, back of the head, top of the head, whole of the face. Open and relax the chin, slide down, open and relax the throat. Slide down, open and relax the chest. And then gently glide to the belly. So one thought in the mind. It's belly button in and then belly button out. So again coming back to the body scan, so start relaxing. So we'll go from toe to the head. So relaxing the toes, then the heels, then the knees, and then the hips. So lower back, middle back, upper back of the neck. So the palms and then the wrists, elbows and then the shoulders, and then back of the neck, back of the head, top of the head. Slide down, open and relax the forehead, and then glide down all the way to the belly, and then just flowing with the breath. So breathing in and then breathing out. So if our mind wanders, we want to gently bring it back to the breath, and then just flow with the breath. So breathing in and then breathing out. Now once we get in tune with the breath, we want to transition into four-dimensional breath. So breathe in and then pause, and then breathe out and then pause. So take your pace. So gently just breathe in and then pause, and then gently just breathe out and then pause. So we'll use different ideas. So also we'll use some visualization and affirmation. So whatever connects with you, you hold on to the idea. So we'll start with the affirmation. So we'll use two words. So one is the positive, and then the other one is the calm. So when we breathe in, think, I am positive. As you breathe out, think, I am calm. So when you breathe in, think, I am positive. As you breathe out, think, I am calm. So again, breathe in, I am positive. And then as you breathe out, think, I am calm. So stay with the same. As you breathe in, I am positive. As you breathe out, I am calm. So think our upper half of the body is part of the space in the ether. So let the body melt into the space and drop the lower half of the body to the ground. So no body weight to carry. Let the breath take over. So that way we are just aware of our being. And then we just watch the breath coming in and then going out. And we think one idea, I am positive, I am calm. I am positive, I am calm. So I'll use the whole affirmation. So in the moments of turbulence, I remain strong, I am positive, I am calm. I am positive, I am calm. So keep the spine straight, body relaxed. If our mind wanders, so keep bringing back to the breath. So any thoughts come in our mind, so let them come, let them go. Do not follow any chain of thoughts. So keep following the same rhythm. So breathe in, I am positive. As you breathe out, I am calm. I am positive. I am calm. Feel the deep stillness and the silence. If you come out of the same, so go back to the breath or the affirmation. So flowing with one idea. So I am positive. I am calm. I am positive. I am calm. So what we hold within, so we become. So when we repeat the same words with the meaning, we become one automatically. So keep tuning our mind body with the same I am positive, I am calm, I am positive, I am calm. So now when you breathe in, take a deep breath and then say, lift the mental focus all the way between the eyebrows and then think the breath channeling through the same. So our focus is on the eyebrows. and let it expand. So when you breathe in, you can also use that visualization. So you breathe in through the forehead and then you let it go from the back of the head. So there are no lungs there, but when you do it mentally, it becomes very profound, relaxing visualization. So now we have a couple of ideas. Either focus on the forehead. If it becomes uncomfortable, go back to the breath. Again, bring the awareness back on the forehead. We just follow the breath. Breathe in, pause, and then breathe out, and then rest. Or we use the affirmation. So I am positive, I am calm, whatever suits us. So now take a deep breath. Gently just breathe in and then breathe out. So again take a deep breath. Gently just breathe in and then breathe out. Again take a deep breath. Gently just breathe in and then breathe out. So once you feel ready, so take a deep breath, rubbing the palms together, and then stretch the palms up all the way up and then to the roof. Massage the fingers, and then when you feel ready, so tapping the top of the head to the side of the head, and then to the shoulders, to the chest, to the back, and then all the way to the toes. So we will repeat it one more time. So gently stretch and massage, and then on top of the head, to the side of the face, and then to the shoulders, to the chest, to the back, all the way to the toes. So we'll use the affirmation now. So again say, I am positive, I am calm, and then I am positive, I am calm, I am positive, I am calm. So we'll do it one more time in kind of whisper and two in silence. I am positive, I am calm, I am positive, I am calm. I am positive, I am calm. And then we'll do a body toning exercise. So see, you bring the palm forward and we just tap like this. So under, on the other side, and then under. Tap the chest, to the belly, in the back, all the way to the toes. And then one more time. So bring it all the way. And then ease up the body. So see how you feel. And we'll do a small technique called as Kriyas, or the purification process. Very gentle, but see, you inhale through the nose, but we exhale through the mouth. So, and then we use the palms. So like this. So when we exhale, we throw the palm to the side. When we exhale, we throw the palm to the side. So let's try again. So you breathe in, like that. So we are going to do 3 times right and then 3 times left. So we go alternate, and so 3 times each side is 1 set. So our goal is to make at least 3 sets, but you go with your own pace and stop where you need to. So ease up the body, relaxing the neck, and then breathe in. And then take a deep breath. Let the energy settle in your body. Take your time to recover, and then once you feel ready, so we'll go to the second set. If you are to the limit, you don't have to join us, just stay in the moment. When you feel ready, so breathe in, so say, and then pause, palms to the sky, relax the body. Let the energy settle in so you can feel subtle difference. So it's much lighter than maybe before. Any other things you notice? And then once you feel ready, so breathe in. And then bring the palms down, palms to the sky. Close your eyes. Let the breath take over. Stay with the same affirmation. I am positive. I am calm. I am positive. I am calm. I am positive. I am calm. In the moments of turbulence, I remain strong. I am positive. I am calm. Slowly bring the awareness back in your body. Feel the difference before and after, some mental change, physical change. Watch your breath, any other things you notice within yourself. And then take a deep breath, stretch the palms up, massaging the fingers. Bring the palms on top of the head, to the side of the head, and then to the arms, to the chest, to the back, all the way to the toes. And then relaxing the body, rotate the shoulder forward, rotate the shoulder back. And then last time, so massage the fingers. We'll do another affirmation. Say, I am master of my mind. I am master of my body. I am master of my mind. I am master of my body. All the way to the toes. And that's where I pass it on to Dinesh. So one more note is that if you want to ask any questions, maybe put your name along with your questions, so our moderator can unmute you, so you can even ask the live question if you wish to any of the panelists here. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Sachin. I learned new things today. Thank you again. So welcoming all those who have joined us while Sachin was giving us a mindful practice to be conscious, to be in the present moment. Once again, the purpose of this hour, purpose of this call is to support each other, learn new methods, new habits to improve our immunity. And now, to improve our immunity further, we will listen to Erica, who is a registered dietitian, nutritionist, certified diabetes instructor, and mindfulness-based eating, or what we call conscious eating. She's going to talk about it. She has worked with thousands of people, facilitating classes on lifestyle change and pre-diabetes, as well as counseling people for the past decade at Palo Alto Medical Foundation. and more recently at South Asian Heart Center. So welcome, Erica.
Thank you, Dinesh. I'm so honored and happy to be with all of you. Um, I like to start with the story, and it's a true story. And for me, it's the roots of when I, in a sense, first learned about this practice that we now, a lot of people call mindful eating, and I love to call conscious eating. It's really a beautiful practice. And I learned about it about 25 years ago. Very obscure. I came across this macrobiotic guru, and I was exploring my own healing for digestive issues. And he tells this fascinating story about his own father, Antonio Stancic, who Yugoslavian, was in a Nazi German concentration camp in 1943, where they were in a German factory doing hard labor. And it was bitterly cold, he says, and you can imagine, and I hope you can't imagine too well, knowing, you know, what we're all going through, but they had very little to eat. Breakfast, he said, was chicory coffee sometimes, and a piece of bread if they were lucky. Lunch and dinner might be soup with potatoes, again, if they were lucky, and it wasn't always there, and people were dying around him, starving to death every day. It was brutal conditions, as we all know. And with this piece of bread, he started to experiment chewing it more. And he chewed it 30, 50 times, and he started to notice that he thought he felt more energy, or was somehow getting more nourishment back, Sachin, to the other side. And so he started to experiment with 100 times per bite. He would count them, and up to 300 times a bite. And he really felt this incredible difference, and he shared it with the other prisoners in the camp. And most people scoffed at him, except for two others adopted this practice, and they found like this magic number they said was 150 bites. And he said he'd feel, you know, warmer in the cold nights, and he felt more energy, as I say. And so as the story goes, and very true story, is that of the 32 prisoners, there were 3 survivors. It was his Lino Stancic's father, Antonio, and the 2 other people who had been practicing this practice. And so at the time, he had a program. His son, who had also had an incredible story, it was very interesting, very similar. And he invented this program. And back in the day when there were cassette tapes and we would press play and listen, I had a tape of his, and on one side, I think it would play beautiful piano music, and every 60 seconds, you would hear. And that was the signal to swallow. And on the other side of the tape, it went for 90 seconds, just this beautiful classical piano. And then you would swallow 90 seconds. It was a lot of chewing. And anyway, that was my introduction. My thumbs up as a scientist, touching to move it. And so later I got more interested in meditation and went on many retreats and got into nutrition. And when I came across mindful eating, which is an entire movement that many of you have probably heard of because it gained a lot of steam, I just thought, wow. It was about a decade ago, and I thought, this is meditation meets nutrition. This is like my ideal, and I got very passionate about it. And so the Mahatma Gandhi is attributed to the quote you see here is, eat your food and chew your drink. Just think about that. And if you've ever experienced that, it's a real practice, and that's what he would do. Antonio Stancic said he would drink water and leave it on his tongue until it was warm and chew it, and he felt more energy. And so he found it was a very healing practice. But to say that this is only one aspect of the practice of being more conscious when we're eating, there are many different paths, just like there are many different paths to finding healing, or there are many different paths in meditation, and they lead us to the same. This is really a practice, and the practice is of being present when we eat, to eat when we eat, we walk when we walk, we listen to music when we listen to music. But so often, right, our attention in these days is so divided. And so it's really just a practice, and it's really an experiential practice. It's nothing that we can talk about, and that's why we're going to do a practice with it. And there are amazing benefits and a lot of research that's now gone into this more conscious eating that are related to health benefits, such as lowering blood sugars, weight management, and stress reduction, and they work with people who have more binge eating or stress and emotional eating, and it can minimize that. So really, again, it has benefits, but the benefits are only what we experience. And so I think let's experience it. First, I like to show you that there's two ways that we're distracted in this world. One is external distraction, and those of you who are seeing the slides, it's two people on their cell phones, as many of us have experienced, either at home or in restaurants, eating, but just completely occupied with our other conversations going on. So there's so many external distractions, and if you look at it in today's world, so many of us are, I don't know, are we doing, like, we're in this frenzy of Zoom meetings, and maybe we're hooked on the news and so many stressful things going around us. So there's some external distractions going on often when we eat, and that can be a distraction from the actual food. And I'm giving my thumbs up for and there's also an internal conversation often going on where it's almost like there might be clutter in our mind, or our minds might be very peaceful. For example, when we were doing the breathing meditation with Sachin, it often goes from this frenetic energy in the beginning, and then after just a few minutes, we feel that calm peacefulness that taps into that inner silence. And so the point is that distraction and not being present come from many places. It's, you know, an example, if you're eating a meal and you've ever had the most incredible meal in your life. We've all had this experience where you taste every single bite and you say, oh, this is delicious. And then maybe we've had the experience where we don't even remember, you know, maybe you're in between meetings and you grab one of those bars and you open it and you take a bite and then you look and it's gone, or there's clutter on the table, or you're watching the news or talking to somebody when you're doing it. And so there's a very different experience, and being conscious is really just a practice in being present, just like any other practice. It's very simple. There's nothing to it except for bringing yourself back to the present moment. And this is where we go into our experience. So if you haven't grabbed a piece of food, I hope you have one, but if you don't, I'm taking Dinesh's comment. He told me earlier that he gives his wife, you have something, virtual chocolate, which is so beautiful. So if you don't happen to have anything to eat, you can do this with your imagination. But if you have a moment and you have something in your hand, and if you can chat out and let me know a few of the things that you do have in your hand, and let me know, Dinesh or the moderator, so that I just have a little focus for this. Can anybody say what they have? And is there a raisin or chocolate or blueberry? I see a grape. I see tea. Oh, tea will be really interesting. Cashew, good. Anything else? Almonds. So we're going to be doing this with very different things. A few people have almonds. These are great. Anything else? We have almonds and tea and coconut. How interesting. And mango smoothie. Okay. And a small piece of cookie. Walnuts. I'm going to come back to why we often do this with something like the small piece of cookie or chocolate, and it works so well. So I want my cookie person to comment. All right. So thank you for commenting on that. So here we go. I would like you to start by holding. Hopefully you haven't put it in your mouth. Did you just put it in your mouth, Dinesh? Don't put it in your mouth. I should have said that. Okay. The first thing you want to do is hold it in your hand. If it's a cup of tea or something like that, hold that tea in your hand, get comfortable and close your eyes and take a few deep breaths and just be there, holding that little morsel of food or drink in your hand. Close your eyes, tune into your breath. And just center yourself and do your best just to be in the present moment, right here, right now. And now, open your eyes. And right now, take a look at this object in your hand, but really look at it. Look at it as if you've never, ever seen this before. Notice what color is it? The shape? Does it have a texture? If it's liquid, is it moving? What does it feel like in your hand? And I invite you to even think about the journey it took to be in your hand right now. How was it created and in front of you right now? And now start to imagine, what will it taste like? Perhaps your mouth is watering, and you might have thoughts, you've tasted this before, you have other associations. And how will it be to eat it or drink it? And go ahead and bring it up to your nose and smell it. Does it have a smell?
Yes.
And how does it smell to you? And now close your eyes again. And without chewing, I want you to take, some of you have something to drink, so take a sip or put this on your tongue, a little morsel or a bite of this onto your tongue without chewing, and just let it sit on your tongue, Antonio Stančić style, and swirl it around. And notice if it's starting to break down. Is the taste changing? Just noticing any sensations, any thoughts, if your mouth is watering. And now, as you're ready, begin to chew. Even if it's liquid, chew this bite with your mind in this sharp focus of savoring. And don't do anything else while you're chewing. So very, very similar to the breathing. Once you notice your mind is wandering, bring it back to the taste. Notice if the taste is changing. Keep paying attention. Keep bringing your mind back. And keep chewing it until it's uniformly smooth. Those of you with liquid, I'm sure it already is, but use the consistency or the feeling or when you're ready as a signal to swallow. And then keeping your eyes closed, noticing that mechanism to swallow is so natural. It's like breath. We don't have to think about swallowing typically. But just think for a moment, how was this experience for you? And what was it like? How was it different than the last time you tasted a cashew or a piece of cookie or what else do we have? Tea or coconut. And as you're ready, open your eyes. And go ahead and, if you're comfortable, I'd love to hear, just chat out the experience. What was this like? Or I don't know if we have voices, but it's really helpful to hear the experience. There's no right or wrong of this. And even if you've done this before, it's just being in the present moment. It's often different. When we do this exercise, by the way, such as a conscious eating retreat, we often give the choice and continue this with, are you interested in another one? So that's why we often do this with, chocolate chips or cookies. So is the moderator going to tell me some of the comments? if there are.
Yeah, if anybody wants, they can ask the questions and we can unmute you also.
So this is my cashew tasted more tastier and sweet. That's a very common experience. Sometimes when we eat, you know, there's a mindful eating, I guess, saying, if you love it, savor it, and if you don't love it, don't eat it. And that's how it gets you in touch with, well, do I really love it? And we often do this with foods like nuts or raisins or chocolate chips or something that we just mindlessly eat, because we begin to slow down and say, wow, I really love this. The flavor is more pronounced, somebody says, because of the meditation of the food. It can be an incredible experience. And it's not that we would have time to do this every time. Somebody said, I didn't want to chew. I'm holding it with my tongue to the roof of my mouth, and I can't read the rest unless it says love. It tastes incredible. Not everybody has this experience. The texture and flavor changed a few times, somebody's saying. So this is the experience. Somebody says focused on not swallowing too soon. So often, you know, especially when we're stressed, and I want to bring it back to what we're going to now and make it very relevant, because so many people, you know, that I meet, and I'm sure you and you yourself have this, are stressed right now with the process. I'm more attuned to the texture and flavor. Somebody else said I can see how the process of mindful eating can help us. So it's really, that's why it's so experiential. When we're stressed, we often go to our old habits, and often those are comfort foods. And comfort foods can be great, but often when we stress eat or eat too much, we don't feel so good after. And so this practice is a way of slowing down. Now, again, it's a practice. It wouldn't be realistic to, and it wasn't. I never finished that story. It wasn't realistic for me to live my life every 90 seconds taking a swallow. It was actually, it can be a very antisocial practice, right? Because often we eat in social groups, well, the people that we're allowed to be near right now, right? But if there's anybody in your environment, but it's the flavor of this practice that you can carry into every single eating experience. And my next, and so this is a beautiful plate of really the concept of conscious eating, or really mindful eating, by Susan Albers, who's one of the leading experts in the world of mindful eating right now. She comes up with this plate kind of off of the USDA My Plate. And it's here, awareness is one of the keys. I think that's, you know, the tasting versus mindless munching. So becoming more aware. This practice is about becoming conscious. And that's something we want to do in every aspect of our lives. Why not while eating? Why not while walking? Why not while talking? While doing everything, while working? So then there's savoring. It's a beautiful practice. There's so much joy in eating. We love to eat. And so often it's rediscovering that relationship with food, but sometimes we don't even get the experience of savoring it. And so this is really coming back to that experience of eating. And then there's observation. So you might begin to notice, you know, physical sensations in your body. You may notice low energy, or if you're stressed, or if you're satisfied or full. And in the conscious eating practice, there's a lot of use of hunger scales. You know, before you eat or during your eating, you might tune in and say, well, how hungry am I on a scale of 1 to 10, 10 being like the most hungry I've ever been, 1, you know, I can't eat at all, I'm not hungry, or maybe you're full. And that's a way to just observe, well, where am I? Well, maybe I don't really need to be eating because I'm already at a 9 and I'm about to grab for something. And so we begin to just become more aware and not go to those go-tos. It's about being in the moment, fully present. So turning off the TV, sitting down, and it's just about eating when you eat. And the last is non-judgment. Speaking, you know, mindfully and compassionately, she says, and notice when shoulds and rigid rules or guilt prop into your mind. And that brings me to the end of this. I really wanted to end it with the non-judgment, because so many people I work with, I say conscious eating is a light practice. And I thought Dr. Madan was here, but I think he's not. So this was going to bring us into laughter yoga. Is that right, Dinesh? But,
right. Thank
okay.
you so much. Thank you so much, Erica.
Yeah, but this part I want to just make a point. So many people that I work with become very serious about the practice of mindful eating. And, this last part about non-judgment, I hear a lot of, oh, I should have, oh, I ate XYZ junk, quote unquote junk food. I shouldn't have eaten it. I should be more mindful. And it's like it becomes this other chore on our list of things to do or guilt ourselves about. But really, it's the opposite. It's the most simple, easy thing to do. It's just about bringing your mind back, exactly like the breath, back to the moment of eating, recreating that first bite. Typically, we have one bite, and then we go on automatic, and then maybe it's the last bite we enjoy again. So the practice, everybody is able to do this immediately. There's nothing you have to know to consciously eat. All you have to do is remember, oh yeah, I'm not tasting my food, bring it back, and there you are. That's all.
Thank you so much, Erica.
Thank you.
That was just amazing. The pistachio never tasted so good before.
Oh, you were eating a pistachio.
Yes.
You got it. Yeah.
So now this is a good time for all our participants. They can raise hand if they have any questions, and or if they want to put in the chat box. We have heard two beautiful presentations: how to be conscious, how to be present, how to have conscious eating. And I'm taking with a lot of information today. And this week is the time to practice this, and so that we can report the success stories next Saturday at the same time. So the whole global support group, the purpose is for us to learn new habits and get inspired and then practice them. So those of you accept the challenge. This is the week for us to practice.
Yes, Kameshwari, thank you. The techniques which you had shared with us are really useful and pretty simple, nothing complicated.
Right.
So I'm hopeful that I will be able to use those techniques. Now, my question is, for how long do we do these techniques and how many times during the day? Is there any ideal time for this?
Yeah, that's a very nice question. Actually, ideally, there are supposed to be 1,440 minutes in 24 hours. And we are supposed to spend at least 40 minutes twice a day for our well-being. So ideal recommended practice is 20 minutes twice a day. And if you have hard time, initially it's hard to do it. So today what practice we did was about 5 to 7 minutes duration time. And you can start with even 1 minute, or you can start even 1 minute every hour. And then it becomes a routine. And the second thing is, usually I recommend people, it's like sometimes, like Erica was saying, oh my gosh, it's like people get so stressed about eating consciously and then the fun is gone. So we call it the stress of managing stress. It should not be there. So what you want to do is you just make a time for yourself. This is your own time and it's your own space you create. And don't worry about what you do in that time and space. Your goal is to have fun, and you are going to have a good dialogue with yourself. In the Bhagavad Gita, Krishna said to Arjuna that if you want to have a debate with me, I don't have time for you. But if you want to have a dialogue, I am all yours. So it's called as Samvada and Vivada in Sanskrit. So that means if you want to debate or have problems with any practice, it's not a right match for you. But if you connect and you thrive into the practice, anything you do, even you hold a stone in your hand and connect with the stone and think that gives you, or it means something to you, it's a good start. But the universal theme is that the breath is always with us. So we are born with the breath, and when we cease to exist, we stop breathing. So the best part is you make friends with breath and you don't require any external meaning, because what you need is just the connection with the breath. And then the practice you build is slowly you start maybe 5 minutes, 10 minutes, and ideally up to 20 minutes twice a day is the recommended. And then you learn the proper techniques. and get really established into that. So did I answer your question?
Yes, yes. Thank you, Sachin. And if you have the time, I have two more questions.
Oh, sure.
Can
Go
we
ahead. Yeah,
can we sit in the chair and do it, or do we have to sit down on the floor?
absolutely, yes, yes.
No problem. Yeah. And see,
There is a question for Erica also. Erica, can you repeat where you mentioned something about drink food and chew something? Do you see that question, Erica?
This quote is often attributed to Mahatma Gandhi. It's not clear if it is, but where it came from, but it is chew your drink and drink your food, or drink your food and chew your drink. You see?
Drink your food and chew your drink.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
And so remembering that practice with Antonio Stancic, he began to experiment with chewing and actually counting up to 300 bites. I mean, if you've ever chewed your food even 50 bites, it will liquefy if you didn't start with tea. And so that's the drink your food. Make sure, and it's very good for digestion and so many things, and it's an experience. And the other one was, I'm getting confused, drink your food and chew your drink. Remember when he sipped the tea, how many of you had something like tea or drinks? Did you notice that when you swirl it around and actually chew it, especially if it's a very cold day, you know, and think of his conditions, you get warmer, so that we are deriving nourishment and energy. Did I go on long enough about that one sentence?
Thank you so much, Erica. We are approaching the end of our program, but we must give time here now to Naren, who is joining us from Jaipur. And he is the co-founder. He is the one who, along with Pankaj Vej, Dr. Pankaj Vej, both of them launched this Crack the Wellness Code. So please open it up for Naren. He would like to say something. I'm so happy, Naren, that you were able to join us.
But I'm so delighted that this program, Dinesh, you, Sachin, Erica, Som has continued it. It is needed badly. And that's why I wanted to invite few people from Jaipur to see whether we can bring something similar which is needed here. So congratulations again, and I'm very delighted.
Thank you, Naren. And with that, I think we have the last item now to improve our immunity. We run out of time, but we will laugh. But before we laugh, I want to say that let's start conscious living from today. Conscious living means conscious breathing, which is the mindfulness. It means conscious eating. It means conscious exercising. It means doing everything consciously and simply being present. That is the takeaway from this beautiful hour we spent. And hopefully both these activities will improve our immunity. They'll bring our stress level down, and they will help us lead a more fuller life. And nothing better than laughter to improve immunity. So let's have a round of laughter here. Okay, people, keep laughing until we meet again next Saturday, same time. Have a wonderful week.
Thank you.